Have you ever imagined living in a place where wild animals are not just feared creatures but also inseparable companions? In the harsh and scorching mountains of the Lagos region, in southwestern Nigeria, a remarkable community has integrated hyenas, snakes, and baboons into their culture and survival. How do they manage to tame such dangerous animals? And what can this unique relationship teach us about adaptation and resilience? That's what you'll discover now on Mundo Sem Filtro. Want to join a journey full of discoveries, fun, and content that will amaze you? Subscribe to our channel by clicking here, and don't miss another video. Welcome to the world of the Gadawan Kara, also known as the hyena tamers. In an environment where temperatures easily exceed 45 degrees Celsius during the day and drop drastically at night, this community has developed extraordinary skills to survive. But their story goes far beyond the fight against extreme weather. They offer us a glimpse into a world where respect for nature and ancestral traditions walk hand in hand with mystery and spirituality. The Gadawan Kara are not just an isolated tribe. They are the keepers of a legacy that challenges the limits of what we believe is possible. Their relationship with animals is not based on brute force but on patience, knowledge, and a deep spiritual connection. Over generations, they have mastered the art of transforming wild hyenas into creatures that share their homes and even take part in traveling performances that captivate and intrigue audiences. But how exactly did they achieve this level of coexistence? What secrets lie hidden in their rituals and beliefs? In this journey to the Lagos region, we will explore the nuances of this fascinating culture, from the daily challenges of living in a hostile environment to the legends surrounding their amulets and magical rituals. Get ready to uncover a story like no other, where the extraordinary and the everyday intertwine, and where each detail reveals a little more about the human capacity to adapt and thrive under extreme conditions. The Gadawan Kara, renowned for their remarkable ability to tame wild animals, carry a legacy that defies logic and connects us to a past filled with mystery and learning. Their relationship with their hyenas goes beyond mere domestication. It is a living testament to patience, dedication, and ancestral knowledge passed down through generations. From childhood, members of the tribe are taught to observe and understand animal behavior. They begin working with hyena cubs, building a bond early on through feeding, care, and daily interaction. This initial process is crucial for establishing trust between humans and animals, but it is only the first step. Even after years of interaction, these animals never completely lose their wild instincts, and each interaction requires a delicate balance of respect and authority. Beyond hyenas, the Gadawan Kara also train pythons and baboons, each playing a unique role in community life and the performances they stage. These animals are not merely tools for entertainment, but are symbols of resilience and spirituality. Hyenas represent strength and protection, snakes are seen as carriers of wisdom and mystical power, and baboons symbolize cunning and adaptability. This rich symbolism is deeply woven into the tribe's daily life, reflecting a worldview where humans and nature coexist in harmony. While the practices of the Gadawan Kara are often interpreted as mystical or supernatural, much of their success is rooted in a profound understanding of animal behavior and the use of traditional techniques. Yet, the aura of mystery persists, fueled by legends of magical amulets and rituals that supposedly render the tamers immune to attacks. These tales, while intriguing, reinforce the tribe's spiritual connection to their environment. Life for the Gadawan Kara is far from easy. Beyond the natural challenges of extreme heat and resource scarcity, they face social stigma and marginalization. Many perceive them as practitioners of witchcraft or associate their traditions with dark practices. This perception often pushes them to the fringes of society, making it difficult to access economic opportunities and basic services. However, the performances they hold in larger cities like Kano provide a vital source of income and a chance to showcase their skills and unique culture to the world. Interestingly, the legacy of the Gadawan Kara raises broader questions about the relationship between humans and animals. In a world where interaction with nature is becoming increasingly distant, their ability to live and work with wild animals is a powerful lesson in connection, respect, and adaptation. Rather than imposing their will on nature, they demonstrate how understanding and balance can create a mutually beneficial coexistence. As we delve into the legacy of the Gadawan Kara, we realize that their story is not just about taming hyenas, but about preserving a worldview that values interdependence between humans and the environment. This perspective, though rare, is incredibly relevant in an era of climate change and environmental challenges. The hyena tamers not only keep an ancient tradition alive, they also remind us that, ultimately, our survival is intrinsically tied to respecting nature. The culture of the Gadawan Kara is deeply shaped by the environment they inhabit and the traditions they have followed for generations. For them, survival is not just a daily struggle but also a celebration of human resilience and harmony with nature. Every aspect of their daily life reflects this philosophy, from the way they interact with their animals to the roles men and women play within the community. The men, often seen as the tamers and central figures in the traveling performances, bear the challenging task of maintaining a constant bond with the wild animals they train. Their routine involves feeding, caring for, and closely monitoring the behavior of hyenas, snakes, and baboons, ensuring that these animals are prepared for performances and capable of coexisting in urban spaces. This work demands patience, courage, and a deep understanding of animal behavior, qualities that the Gadawan Kara cultivate from a young age. Meanwhile, women play an equally vital, though less visible, role. They are the keepers of oral traditions, entrusted with passing down stories, legends, and knowledge about medicinal herbs and protective rituals. Additionally, they help care for the young animals, ensuring that the next generation of hyenas and other wild companions is ready to carry on the tribe's tradition. The women's work is essential to maintaining the community's balance, both in practical and spiritual terms. The daily life of the Gadawan Kara is a blend of practical tasks and spiritual activities. Before any performance, rituals are conducted to ensure protection and success. These rituals, often accompanied by chants and the use of amulets, reinforce the tribe's connection to their ancestral beliefs and foster a sense of unity among its members. While outsiders may view these practices as mystical or even superstitious, for the Gadawan Kara, they are an indispensable part of their cultural identity. Beyond performances and rituals, the Gadawan Kara also face the challenges posed by their environment. The arid conditions and extreme temperatures constantly test their physical and mental endurance. Yet, rather than seeing themselves as victims of a harsh environment, they regard it as an integral part of who they are. The mountains of the Lagos region are not just their home, they are a symbol of their strength and determination. Despite these hardships, life within the community is full of moments of joy and celebration. Festivals, weddings, and other social events provide opportunities to strengthen bonds among tribe members and reaffirm their cultural identity. During these occasions, music and dance take center stage, serving both as entertainment and as a form of spiritual expression. Amid all this, the Gadawan Kara continue to navigate the complexities of a changing world. Though often marginalized by mainstream society, they remain steadfast in their commitment to their traditions and the preservation of their unique way of life. Their culture and daily practices are not only a testament to their history, but also an inspiration for those seeking balance and connection in a world increasingly disconnected from nature. The spirituality of the Gadawan Kara is deeply intertwined with their way of life and survival. For them, coexisting with wild animals is not merely a matter of skill or courage, but also one of respect and faith in greater forces. This spiritual connection is reflected in their rituals, amulets, and daily practices, which aim to ensure protection, harmony, and success in their endeavors. Rituals play a central role in the life of the community. Before any performance or significant interaction with their animals, the Gadawan Kara conduct ceremonies that include chanting, dancing, and the application of sacred ointments. These practices not only strengthen the bonds among the tribe members, but also reinforce their belief that they are protected from potential attacks or misfortunes. While these ceremonies might be viewed by outsiders as mystical, they serve as a powerful way to foster trust and unity within the community. Amulets and talismans are also essential to their way of life. Crafted from natural materials such as stones, herbs, and animal bones, these objects are believed to be sources of energy and protection. Each piece is unique, imbued with significance, and undergoes specific rituals before being used. Passed down through generations, these amulets symbolize the tribe's connection to their ancestors and the forces of nature. However, living in a rapidly changing world presents unique challenges for the Gadawan Kara. Urbanization, habitat loss, and climate change directly impact their ability to continue their traditions. Additionally, social stigma and marginalization make it difficult for the tribe to access basic resources and economic opportunities. They are often viewed as exotic curiosities or, worse, as practitioners of witchcraft, further hindering their integration into mainstream society. Despite these obstacles, the Gadawan Kara continue to find ways to adapt. Some younger members have explored blending their traditions with cultural tourism, creating opportunities to educate the public about their history and way of life. Others have turned to social media to share their stories, breaking down misconceptions and garnering support to preserve their unique culture. The tribe's spiritual relationship with their animals also raises questions about ethics and animal welfare. While their ability to tame hyenas and other wild animals is remarkable, critics have pointed out the potential impacts these practices may have on the animals themselves. In response, some members of the Gadawan Kara have begun collaborating with researchers and animal rights advocates to find a balance that respects both cultural traditions and the well-being of the animals involved. Ultimately, the spirituality of the Gadawan Kara is not just a way to confront present-day challenges but also a source of hope for the future. Their ability to find meaning and connection in a world that often marginalizes them is a powerful lesson in resilience and identity. Amid rapid change and uncertainty, the Gadawan Kara stand as a symbol of how tradition and adaptation can coexist, preserving what is essential while evolving to meet the demands of the present. With the advance of globalization, even the most isolated communities, such as the Gadawan Kara, are beginning to feel the effects of an increasingly interconnected world. For them, this transformation brings both opportunities and challenges that directly impact their culture, way of life, and how they are perceived by the rest of the world. One of the primary ways globalization affects the Gadawan Kara is through cultural tourism. The growing curiosity of visitors and researchers has brought greater visibility to the tribe, allowing their stories and traditions to be shared with global audiences. This interaction, on one hand, has the potential to generate income for the community, particularly through performances and events that highlight their unique ability to domesticate hyenas and other wild animals. On the other hand, it can place their culture under pressure, forcing adaptations that may not always honor the authenticity of their ancestral practices. Another significant factor is the impact of social media and technology. Younger members of the Gadawan Kara have taken to digital platforms to share videos and stories about their culture. This not only helps to debunk stereotypes but also creates new forms of engagement with the public. However, such exposure carries the risk of turning traditions into consumer products, diluting the cultural depth in favor of more simplified or sensationalized content. Urbanization also plays a critical role. As cities grow and expand, the natural habitats of hyenas and other animals used by the tribe are being diminished. This makes it harder for the community to access essential resources and threatens practices that rely on coexistence with nature. Moreover, proximity to urban centers can exacerbate the stigmas faced by the Gadawan Kara, reinforcing prejudices that marginalize them and limit their opportunities for integration. Despite these challenges, globalization also presents avenues to strengthen the culture of the Gadawan Kara. Partnerships with non-governmental organizations and academic institutions have enabled the tribe to document their traditions and explore sustainable ways to preserve their legacy. Additionally, the increasing interest in authentic cultural practices opens the door to dialogues about respect and intercultural collaboration. However, globalization raises ethical questions about how to preserve the essence of a culture without exploiting it. The balance between respecting the traditions of the Gadawan Kara and adapting them to contemporary contexts is delicate. For example, while tourism can be a vital source of income, there is the risk that the demand for performances could turn spiritual and symbolic aspects into mere spectacles. Furthermore, the environmental impact of modernization and climate change poses another significant challenge. With the degradation of their natural habitats, the Gadawan Kara face an uphill battle to continue their practices, which depend on a close relationship with local wildlife. The loss of these environments not only affects their economic survival, but also the spiritual meaning deeply rooted in their interactions with animals. Nevertheless, the Gadawan Kara have shown remarkable adaptability. Some younger members are exploring ways to blend the old with the new, finding ways to preserve their traditions while embracing modern tools. For instance, creating educational and informational content on social media is a strategy that allows the tribe to share their narrative authentically and garner global support. Ultimately, the impact of globalization on the Gadawan Kara reflects the broader challenges faced by traditional cultures in an ever-changing world. While external forces may pressure the tribe to change, their resilience and creativity remain the pillars of their survival. For the Gadawan Kara, the future does not have to be a choice between abandoning their traditions or resisting modernity, but rather finding a balance that honors their past while embracing the opportunities of the present. The story of the Gadawan Kara reminds us that globalization, often seen as a unifying force, should not erase the uniqueness of cultures. Instead, it should be an opportunity to celebrate and learn from these communities, ensuring that their voices and stories continue to enrich the world for generations to come. The Gadawan Kara are not merely an example of adaptation in a hostile environment. They embody the persistence of cultural identity in a world that often overlooks the richness of ancestral traditions. In their lives, we find a narrative that bridges the past and present, challenging us to reflect on how living history can shape the future. The preservation of their practices and beliefs is, in itself, an act of resistance. Every ritual performed, every spectacle featuring hyenas, snakes, or baboons, is not just a performance. It is a tangible reminder that unique and ancient cultures still hold an essential place in the modern world. These acts serve as a silent declaration against cultural homogenization and a celebration of diversity and the extraordinary. However, the significance of their story extends beyond cultural aspects. The Gadawan Kara teach us the importance of balance between humans and nature. In a world increasingly dominated by environmental exploitation and disregard for ecosystems, they demonstrate that harmonious coexistence is possible. For them, wild animals are not merely tools for survival or entertainment but spiritual companions and symbols of strength and resilience. At the same time, the story of the Gadawan Kara highlights the challenges of living on society's margins. They face prejudice and stigma that often isolate them, creating economic and social barriers. Despite these adversities, their resilience stands as a testament to their strength. Even in the face of difficulties, they continue to keep their traditions alive, adapting to new circumstances without losing their essence. One of the greatest lessons the Gadawan Kara offer is the value of community. In an increasingly individualistic world, their way of life reinforces the idea that success and survival are the results of collective effort. Each tribe member, whether caring for animals, passing down knowledge, or participating in rituals, plays an essential role in preserving their identity and culture. Additionally, cultural tourism and interaction with the outside world present an opportunity to redefine the narrative around the Gadawan Kara. By sharing their stories, practices, and beliefs with visitors and global audiences, they have the chance to shift perceptions, break stigmas, and attract support for preserving their way of life. These connections also help bring resources that can improve their living conditions without compromising their traditions. Ultimately, the true value of this story lies in its ability to inspire. The Gadawan Kara are a reminder that even in the most remote and challenging corners of the planet, there are communities that resist, innovate, and thrive. Their lives encourage us to look beyond our own limitations and consider what we can learn from those with a deeper connection to the natural world and their cultural roots. As the world continues to change rapidly, living stories like those of the Gadawan Kara become even more vital. They remind us that cultural diversity is an indispensable part of our humanity and that preserving these stories is a shared responsibility. After all, the richness of a connected world lies not only in its technology or progress, but in the unique and vibrant narratives that each culture contributes to the global tapestry. We hope that this journey through the mysteries of the fascinating Gadawan Kara tribe has been as exciting for you as it has been for us. Considering the effort it takes to produce these videos, we would love for you to leave a like and share your comments. It's the best way to help us keep bringing you the best content every week. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed yet, don't wait any longer. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the fascinating videos we produce every week. Watch another one right now and explore one of the most fascinating places on the planet. Don't miss out. Discover the wonders that this and many other places have to offer.